S. Elliot, followed by the Pambansang Awit, Panunumpa ng Katapatan sa Watawat ng Pilipinas, the Councilor's Creed, and singing of the Tagum Mabuhay Ka March.
Let us bow our head and place ourselves in the loving presence of the Lord. Almighty God, source of all wisdom, justice, and peace, we gather today to open our 47th regular session. We thank you for the gift of life, guidance, and the opportunity to serve our people and community. Grant us clear minds and open hearts. May all our discussions be marked by honesty, respect, and unity. Help us deliberate with fairness, decide with integrity, and act for the common good, especially for the welfare, progress, and prosperity of our city and its residents. Guide us in crafting sound policies, ordinances, and resolutions that uphold the law, protect the vulnerable, and advance public interest. Remove from us bias, self-interest, and discord. Replace them with understanding, cooperation, and dedication to duty. Bless this season, our leaders, and everyone are present. May our work today bear fruit that brings lasting benefit to all. This we ask and pray. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, hewas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay, upang hinirang, huwag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong bagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin, lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Watawat. Ako ay Pilipino, buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos ng sambayanang makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa. The Councilor's Creed. I am a Filipino councilor mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents, in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service as the guiding principle of my official act, and as I tread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart that I shall true and the Filipino people.
Sa lupain ang pangako ay may isang paraiso. Ang matatag at matatayog niyang mundo ay sagana sa saging at ginto. Mga bukid niya at mga para
Please be seated. A pleasant afternoon, everyone. Let us now proceed to the reading and consideration of the minutes and Journal of Proceedings of the 46th regular session on June 22, 2026. Councilor Wakan is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that each and every member has been duly furnished with a copy of the minutes of the 46th regular session dated June 22, 2026, consisting of a total of 93 pages, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Aala, Rubinos, Eliot, and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the minutes of the 46th regular session dated June 22, 2026, consisting of 93 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Rubinos, and Aala. Is there any discussion, amendments, objection? There being none, therefore, the minutes of the 46th regular session consisting of 93 pages is hereby adopted. Proceed.
For the same reason, Madam Presiding Officer, that the Journal of Proceedings has been duly furnished to each and every member, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the Journal of Proceedings of the 46th regular session dated June 22, 2026, consisting a total of 47 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Revita and Aala. Is there any discussion, amendments, objection? There being none, therefore, the Journal of Proceedings of the 46th regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod of the City of Tagum, Province of Davao del Norte, held on June 22, 2026 at the SP Session Hall, consisting of 47 pages, is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the privilege hour. Any member? Yes, Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Good day, everyone. I stand before you today with a heavy heart as we reflect on the recent tragedies that have shaken our nation. The shooting incident involving young students in Tacloban, the stabbing incident in Cavite, and the heartbreaking drowning of student athletes remind us the safety and the welfare of youth must always our highest priority. These incidents are more than just a news headlines. They are painful reminders that our children face risk not only outside but sometimes even within the environments where we should feel protected. Schools are meant to be place of learning, growth, and security, not places of fear, violence, and preventable tragedy. Today, I call upon the school in Tagum City and throughout the Philippines to strengthen their commitment to students' safety. Let us be more vigilant in identifying potential threats, addressing bullying, supporting students' mental health, and ensuring proper safety measures during the school activities, trainings, competitions, and field events. I also call upon school administrators, teachers, coaches, security personnel, and all school staff to remain alert and proactive. The safety of our learners is a shared responsibility that requires constant attention and care. Likewise, I urge the Department of Education, local government units, local enforcement agencies, and other concerned government offices to fully implement and strengthen existing safeguards under Republic Act Number 10627 or the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013, Republic Act Number 7610 or the Special Protection for Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act, and Republic Act 11036 or the Mental Health Act. These laws exist to protect our children, but they must be constantly enforced and supported by concrete actions. Like these tragedies serves as a wake-up call. Every student deserves to study, train, compete, and pursue their dreams in a safe environment. Let us work together, families, schools, communities, government, to ensure no more young lives are lost due to violence, negligence, and preventable accidents. The future of our nation sits inside our classrooms today. Let us protect it with urgency, dedication, and compassion it deserves. Thank you, and may God bless our students and our nation. Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, so thank you for that, Councilor Ala. That is true. Schools must be zones of peace. So any other member? Yes, Dato Eric Perez is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon sa atong tanan, especially member of the 10 City Council, the listening public. Madam Chair, on November 26, 2019, the 8th City Council passes an ordinance, City Ordinance number 858, series of 2019, an ordinance establishing the Indigenous Cultural Communities Welfare Program, the City of Tagum, providing funds thereof and for other purpose. Pagkapasara ni Madam Chair, authored by no less than our presiding officer, the Honorable Eva Lauren Estabilio. So kung gitanaw ang member, ikaw na lang ang nabilin, Vice. Tanang member. So, salamat sila ha. So pagkapasara ni Madam Chair, the League of IPMR, the Tagum City Federation of Barangay Tribal Council, Perting Lipaya, in the IP community of Tagum, kay isa manggod diri sa section, ay tuguti ko nga kung basahan, Madam Chair, Section 14, to ensure the implementation of the cultural program for the promotion, protection, and preservation of cultural tradition of Tagum cultural communities, an attributable amount of not less than 1% of the total internal revenue allotment, the IRA, or NTE na karon, of barangay shall be appropriated in coordination with the barangay tribal, chieftain, and Muslim leaders. So, tungod niya na, Madam Chair, nalipay. So, my concern karon, Madam Chair, is the Barangay Council of San Agustin, one of the IPMR, tribal chieftain, is nagpaabot reklamo sa kuha kay the 1% gigamit daw sa musikahan. So without the approval of IPMR nga ning insist ko siyang ayaw gamita kay napugoy program bisa ilang minutes diri, Madam Chair. So tuguti ko nga basahon nga naatay ko nakita kap, I'm referring sa ilang session, isa ka konsyal, kining budget sa kultural, nangutaan ako si tourism, ana sila nga, pwede daw ito gamiton anytime. So, the IP, mga ayaw lang kay, napod may mga IP program kap. So, other kuan sa advice good ana sa mua, isa ka konsyal, advice, they are referring sa tourism, nga pwede daw gamiton, cultural, anytime, basta nalay activity design. So when I read ang isa pa ka Section 14, Madam Chair, the allocation must be used in program, project, and activities for the benefit of ICC including Islamized into linguistic tribe. So, pagkabalo na ko, Madam Chair, nagsulat ko sa Barangay Council, nangayo ko sa ilaha, giyon sa nila pag-implement ang katong 1% from 2025 to 2026. So, na later, receive nila May 4, 2026. So, wala man sila nag-response. Nag-follow up later po ko, May 26, 2026. So, up to now, Madam Chair, subo lang kay wala gid bisag isa ka response from the Barangay Council of Barangay San Agustin. So, with that, Madam Chair, so I will humbly request your approval to invite, I move in a proper motion nga, invite the presence of the Barangay Council of San Agustin, including the Tourism Department, the head of the Tourism Department, on the next scheduled committee. Kung kano sa amang committee kay Urag Wednesday is July 1. So in the proper announcement, mamaya, Madam Chair, I will formally request their presence. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Eric Perez. So you can make your proper motion now.
Madam Chair, I move that the Barangay Council of Barangay San Agustin, including the head of the tourism of the city, will be invited on the next scheduled committee na lang.
Okay. Committee
I so
of
move.
Indigenous People.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay,
O ang
so
schedule lang, we will determine siguro niya.
moved by Dr. Perez and
I so move, Madam Chair.
seconded by Councilors Aala and Revita. Any discussion, any amendment, any objection? There being none, therefore, the Secretary to the Sangguniang is directed to please invite the Barangay Council of Barangay San Agustin and the Head of the Tourism Office, Ms. Gigi Abelia, on the next scheduled committee meeting under the Committee on Indigenous Peoples. Some more members would like to avail of the privilege. There being none, let us now proceed to the question R. So since we have no invited guests, let us proceed to the reading and referral of proposed measures.
So, Madam President, for the measures on first reading, we have items under ordinances. Draft City Ordinance number 111, an ordinance establishing the Tagum City Right to Care program through a healthcare proxy system, providing for the issuance and recognition of healthcare proxy cards, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Author is Councilor Shara Isabel Uy Salazar.
Draft City Ordinance number 111 is referred to the Committee on Health and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Under letters and communications, number 1, letter dated June 18, coming from Honorable Alan B. Mongke, SK Chairperson of Barangay Madaum, pertaining to the Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget number 1 for 2026 of Barangay Madaum, appropriating the sum of 487,846 pesos and 94 centavos only.
Item number 1 is referred to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and Barangay Affairs.
Number 2, letter dated June 18, coming from Honorable Sherwin L. Tapa, SK Chairperson of Barangay San Isidro, pertaining to the Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget number 1 for 2026 of Barangay San Isidro, appropriating the sum of 171,250 pesos and 53 centavos only.
Item number 2 is referred to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget and Appropriations, and Barangay Affairs.
Item number 3, letter dated June 8, 2026, coming from Honorable Eugenia Solis Hingpit, the Punong Barangay of Magupo Poblacion, pertaining to the supplemental budget number 1 for 2026 of Barangay Magupo Poblacion, appropriating the sum of 827,419 pesos and 46 centavos only.
Item number 3 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance, Budget and Appropriations.
Item number 4, letter dated June 15, coming from Honorable Philadelphia Di Castillo, the Punong Barangay of San Isidro, pertaining to the supplemental budget number 2 for calendar year 2026 of Barangay San Isidro, appropriating the sum of 50,800 pesos only.
Item number 4 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriations.
Item number 5, letter dated June 19, coming from Honorable Leo C. Uy, the Punong Barangay of Madaum, pertaining to supplemental budget number 1 for 2026 of Barangay Madaum, appropriating the sum of 7,429,995 pesos and 65 centavos only.
Item number 5 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriations.
For item number 6, letter dated June 19, coming from Mr. Jonel Tian S. Caparas, the Barangay Secretary of Magupo North. This pertains to the supplemental budget number 1 for 2026 of Barangay Magupo North, appropriating the sum of 712,706 pesos and 11 centavos only.
Item number 6 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriations.
Item number 7, letter dated June 16, coming from Honorable Rosalie A. Adig, the Punong Barangay of Kanokotan. This pertains to supplemental budget number 1 for 2026 of Barangay Kanokotan, appropriating the sum of 841,474 pesos and 58 centavos only.
Item number 7 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriations.
And we have one addendum, Madam President, still under letters and communications. It is a letter dated June 29, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to the drafts of a supplemental memorandum of agreement and deed of donation with acceptance to be entered into and executed by and between the Department of Transportation and the City Government of Tagum in connection with the implementation of the Mindanao Railway Project Tagum segment, and this is for urgent action.
The addendum is referred to the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. Let us now proceed to committee reports. First to report is Councilor Revita.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Gender Equality and Development, Children and Family Welfare, and Social Services, and the Committee on Barangay Affairs, held last at the SP Session Hall at 10 a.m. with the subject matter, a draft resolution number 747, Series of 2026, a resolution conferring Posthumous Award upon the late Honorable Gloria Budyungan Ibanez, a Sangguniang Barangay member of Barangay Apocon, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, as an exemplary public servant worthy of recognition, and the author is Councilor Dato Eric Perez. Madam Chair, since copy of the said Joint Committee Report Number 1 has been distributed in advance to this August body, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Aala, and Councilor Eliot. There being no objections, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Gender Equality and Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services, and Barangay Affairs is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For in behalf of the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, this pertains to the Joint Committee Report Number 6, Series of 2026, on the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and Committee on Barangay Affairs. These last June 17, 2026 at 8 a.m. here at SP Session Hall, which pertains with two subject matters. These are the supplemental budget number 1 for 2 SK barangays, which are Barangay Agustin, first is Barangay SK Barangay San Agustin, which in the amount of 167,978.01 centavos only. And the next subject matter is the supplemental budget number 1 of SK Barangay Bingkungan, amounting to 314,997 and 6 centavos only. I move to dispense with the reading of its full text, Madam Chair.
Moved
I
by
so move.
Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 6, submitted by the Committees on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and Barangay Affairs is hereby adopted. Next committee report is from the Committee on Agrarian Reform. Councilor Elliott is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For and in behalf of the Committee on Agrarian Report, as the Vice Chairman, allow me to present this Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026. This was conducted last May 28, 2026, and the subject matter, letter dated May 19, 2026, from Honorable Rati Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang, through Honorable Eva Lorraine Estabilio, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on May 20, 2026. The herein letter from the Department of Agrarian Reform, Municipal Agrarian Reform Office, request for support and endorsement for Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Community Development Plan for appropriate action. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has copy of this Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Elliott, seconded by Councilors Aala and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Agrarian Reform, is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. On behalf of the members of the three committees, Committee on Finance, Committee on Gender and Equality, Committee on Barangay Affairs, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026. This committee took up the draft resolution number 746, Series 2026, entitled a resolution extending financial assistance to the bereaved family of the late Honorable Gloria Budjongan Ibanez, incumbent Sangguniang Barangay member of Barangay Apocon in Tagum City, Davao del Norte, for burial and funeral support in the amount of 50,000 pesos. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has copy of this Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Elliott. There being no objections, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committees on Finance, Budget and Appropriation, Gender Equality and Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services, and the Committee on Barangay Affairs is hereby adopted. Next.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, on behalf of the members of the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, allow me to present this Committee Report Number 5, Series 2026. This was conducted last June 24, 2026 at 1:20 in the afternoon. Subject matter was that of the privileged speech of this representation during the 44th regular session relating the construction of multipurpose building, volleyball court, gymnasium at Barangay La Pilipina, Tagum City. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, with an assumption that all members have already read the content of this Committee Report Number 5, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Kaasi. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report Number 5, submitted by the Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities, is hereby adopted. Next.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, for and on behalf of the two committees, the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 5, Series 2026. This was conducted last June 24, 2026 at 1:55 in the afternoon. Subject matter was that of the letter dated May 13, 2026 of the local chief executive addressed to the members of the council, attaching the draft ordinance amending section 83, subsection E, under chapter 2, article M of tax ordinance number 07-001. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, with the assumption that all members have already received and read the full content of this Joint Committee Report Number 5, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion? Amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 5, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Proceed.
And lastly, Madam Presiding Officer, for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, allow me to present this Committee Report Number 8, Series 2026. This was conducted last June 24, 2026 at 2:30 in the afternoon. And the subject matter was relating the request of our colleague, Honorable Kaasi, for her request for augmentation of representation and repair and maintenance expense amounting to 100,000 pesos. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, since all members have already received a copy of this Committee Report Number 8, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Kaasi and Uy Salazar. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report Number 8, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Kaasi.
This pertains to Joint Committee Report Number 13, 2026, Series of 2026 by the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges last June 24, 2026 at 3:30 p.m. here at SP Session Hall with only one subject matter. This pertains to LHB Resolution Number 11, Series of 2025. Entitled, a resolution recommending the approval on the imposition of real property tax to all relocation sites in the name of City Government of Tagum with awardees or beneficiaries as the administrator. With this, Madam Chair, I move to dispense with the reading of Joint Committee Report Number 13, Series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Rubinos, Aala, and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 13, submitted by the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Last committee report, Councilor Uy Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Surrender Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Science and Technology and on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. The subject matter of this report are the 21st Regular Session Letter Number 2, which refers to the draft Memorandum of Agreement between the Philippine Statistics Authority and the City Government of Tagum for the use and/or implementation of the Batch Request System or BREX, and the 21st Regular Session Letter Number 3, which refers to the draft Memorandum of Agreement for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System, specifically designed for hospitals, lying-in clinics, and maternity clinics operating in Tagum City. And since all members have already been furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Kaasi, Revita, Aala, and Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Science and Technology and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Some more committee reports. There being none, let us now proceed to the calendar of business. What is the pleasure of our committee chair on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges? Councilor Wakan.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for the approval of the calendar of business as stated in the notice of the 47th regular session dated June 29, 2026.
Moved by Attorney Wakan, seconded by Councilors Revita, Aala, and Eliot. Is there any discussion, any amendment to the calendar of business? Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As recommended through the just adopted Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, Draft Resolution Number 746, Series of 2026, with the title, A Resolution Extending Financial Assistance to the bereaved family of the late Honorable Gloria Budyungan Ibanez, Barangay Kagawad o Barangay Apukon, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, for burial and funeral support in the amount of 50,000 pesos. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. There being no objection, Resolution Number 746 is included under an assigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, again, as an offshoot of the just adopted Committee Report Number 8, Series 2026, allow me to move for inclusion under an assigned business, Augmentation Ordinance Number 2, Series of 2026, with the title, An Ordinance Authorizing Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilio, City Vice Mayor, to augment the appropriation of various accounts with a total amount of 100,000 pesos under the Legislative Department. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Revita and Rubinos. There being no objection, therefore, Augmentation Ordinance Number 2 is included under an assigned business.
Madam Presiding Officer, may we know from the Secretary the number for resolution?
Madam Chair, that would be Resolution Number 765.
Thank you. Madam Presiding Officer, the local chief executive endorsed to this to the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod dated June 29, certifying urgent the two measures for inclusion. I move for inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer, Draft Resolution Number 765, Series of 2026, with the title, A Resolution Authorizing the Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the Supplemental Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Transportation, DOTR, relative to the implementation of the Mindanao Railway Project, Tagum Segment MRP-TS. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Rubinos and Kaasi. There being no objection, Resolution Number 765 is included under an assigned business.
Just for information, Madam Presiding Officer, the staff is still now in progress for the printing. Distribution of the full content of this resolution will be provided to all members of the Sangguniang. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, Draft Resolution Number 766, Series of 2026, with the title, A Resolution Authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to accept and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum the deed of donation with acceptance executed by the Department of Transportation, DOTR, for the transfer of the Tagum Train Village, including the parcel of land covered by transfer certificate of title number 142-2021011691 and all improvements thereon. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Rubinos and Aala. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 766 is included under unassigned business. Some more inclusions. Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May I ask for a draft resolution number from our Secretary?
That is 767, Madam.
Thank you. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unsigned business, draft resolution number 767, series of 26 as resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Davao Regional Medical Center for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Rubinos and Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 767 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 768, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Tagum Medical City for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 768 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 769, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Medical Mission Group Hospital and Health Services Cooperative of Tagum for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Perez, Revita, Aala, and Rubinos. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 769 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 770, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Tagum Doctors Hospital Incorporated for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Revita, Aala, and Rubinos. There being no objections, resolution number 770 is included under unassigned business.
Next, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 771, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Aquino Medical Specialist Hospital Incorporated for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Revita, and Rubinos. There being no objection, resolution 771 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 772, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Tagum Global Medical Center Incorporated for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Rubinos and Revita. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 772 is included under an assigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, Draft Resolution Number 773, Series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Hurtado Maternity and Family Planning Clinic for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilors Revita, Ala, and Rubinos. There being no objection, resolution number 773 is included under an assigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, Draft Resolution Number 774, Series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Go Birthing Home for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilors Revita, Ala, Eliot, and Rubinos. There being no objections, resolution number 774 is included under an assigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, Draft Resolution Number 775, Series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum agreement with the La Suerte Lying In for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilors Ala and Rubinos. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 775 is included under an assigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, Draft Resolution Number 776, Series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Mercy Moms Pregnancy Clinic for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilors Rubinos and Ala. There being no objections, resolution number 776 is included under an assigned business.
Lastly, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, Draft Resolution Number 777, Series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA for the implementation of the batch request entry system in the City of Tagum.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilor Eliot, Perez, Ala, and Rubinos. There being no objection, resolution number 777 is included under an assigned business. Yes, Councilor Ala.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I move for a 2 minutes recess, Honorable Chair. Hilis na yung ice cream.
The Chair declares for a 2 minutes recess. Unsa?
Malana eh. Hello. For inclusion under an assigned business is draft resolution number 778 series of 2026. This is the resolution confirming the supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2026 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay San Agustin amounting to 167,978 and 1.01 cents only. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Revita. There being no objection, resolution number 778 is included under an assigned business.
Lastly, Madam Chair, for inclusion under an assigned business is draft resolution number 779 series of 2026. This is a resolution confirming supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2026 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Bingkungan amounting to 314,997,000 and 0.06 centavos only. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala and Revita. There being no objections, resolution number 779 is included under an assigned business. Summer inclusions. Yes, Councilor Revita.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 7477 series of 2026, a resolution conferring Posthumous Award upon the late Honorable Gloria Budyungan Ibanez, a Sangguniang Barangay member of Sangguniang o Barangay Apocon, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, as an exemplary public servant worthy of recognition, authored by Councilor Dato Eric Perez. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Ala. There being no objections, resolution number 747 is included under an assigned business. Councilor Elliott is recognized.
For inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask for a draft resolution number from our Secretary to the Sangguniang?
Madam, that would be resolution 780.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 780, series of 2026, a resolution endorsing to the Department of Agrarian Reform the Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Development Plan for the implementation of various development initiatives, capacity building activities, and community-based program. I so move, Madam President.
Moved by Councilor Elliott, seconded by Councilors Rubinos and Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 780 is included under an assigned business. Summer inclusions. There being none, back to the main motion as amended 19 times. Is there any objection? There being none, the calendar of business as amended 19 times is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the first item under an assigned business. Councilor, yes, kindly read the...
Yes, Madam Chair, the first item under an assigned business is Resolution 746, a resolution extending financial assistance to the bereaved family of the late Honorable Gloria Budyungan Ibanez, Barangay Kagawad, Barangay Apocon, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, for burial and funeral support in the amount of 50,000 pesos.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has a copy of this draft resolution number 746, series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Revita, Perez, Aala, Elliott, and Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Dato Eric Perez and Councilor Rubinos. Any discussion?
Madam Presiding Officer, late Honorable Gloria Budyungan Ibanez, Madam Presiding Officer, served the barangay for more than 21 years. And again, as we know that she's a committed public servant of barangay, and she died last June 7, 2026. as stipulated and pursuant to Section 1 of City Ordinance Number 823, Series 2017, that this ordinance provides financial assistance to the bereaved family of the late public servant of the city of Tagum. And Madam Presiding Officer, as we requested the City Budget Office, because during the committee meeting, we found out that there was no certification. We are awaiting for the certification from the City Budget Office on its confirmation for the availability of funds to cover the proposed assistance. With this, Madam Presiding Officer, may I lay this resolution Madam Presiding Officer, and be pending the submission of the certification of availability of funds. I so move, Madam Presiding
Moved by
Officer.
Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. There being no objection, resolution number 746 is temporarily laid on the table, subject to the availability of the certificate of availability of funds. Next item.
Next, we have augmentation ordinance number 2, an ordinance authorizing Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Sabilla, City Vice Mayor, to augment the appropriation of various accounts with a total amount of 100,000 pesos under the Legislative Department.
Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, copy of this augmentation ordinance number 2 was attached to the committee report number 8, series 2026, and all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod were furnished with this augmentation ordinance number 2, series 2026, and therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed to.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Any discussion?
Again, Madam Presiding Officer, this augmentation ordinance is a result of the request of our colleague, Honorable Brenny Jem O. Kaasi. This was dated June 11, 2026. Formally requested the possible passage of our ordinance for augmentation with the amount of 100,000, and the source of fund is from her training expenses amounting to 100,000, meaning to say she's waiving her right to appropriate or to have an allocation for training, and this would be favoring on Section 1 to augment appropriation for repairs and maintenance of transportation expenses amounting to 80,000 and representation expenses of 20,000, total amount of 100,000. As a matter of policy, Madam Presiding Officer, certification must first be secured before the passage, and I have here the certification issued dated 11 of June 2026, certifying that the office of the City Budget Office and the City Accountant, City Treasurer's Office executed a joint certification stating on the availability of funds and to be sourced out for the augmentation. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, this augmentation ordinance number 2, series 2026 is in order, and I'm humbly requesting members for its support. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that information. Councilor Coquilla, proceed to the amendments.
Amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this augmentation ordinance number 2.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Revita. And Aala, there being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this augmentation ordinance.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Revita. Those in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore augmentation ordinance number 2 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 765, a resolution authorizing the Honorable Rayty Uy City Mayor to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the supplemental memorandum of agreement with the Department of Transportation or DOTR relative to the implementation of the Mindanao Railway Project Tagum segment.
Madam Presiding Officer,
Yes, Councilor Coquilla,
representing the committee for the presentation of this draft resolution number 765, Series 2026. And as circulated, Madam Presiding Officer, all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod, including the City Vice Mayor and the Secretary to the Sangguniang, were furnished with a copy of draft resolution number 765, Series 2026, with the title as presented by the Secretary to the Sangguniang. I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Kaasi, Akala, and Uy Salazar. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Any discussion?
Just a brief information, Madam Presiding Officer, on the reason why this particular piece of legislation by the local chief executive as urgent, since there was a confirmation from the DOTR National Directorate, no less than the acting secretary will be coming to Tagum City. That would be on July 7 at 10 o'clock in the morning. And again, he will be here to finally turn over the train village. And this train village is a project of the DOTR, funded by DOTR and owned by DOTR, and this will be finally transferred to the City of Tagum for its management, including the procedure for the distribution of beneficiaries that were pre-assessed by the DOTR. And there are items, Madam Presiding Officer, or number of units that would be retained for the City of Tagum. That's about 48 as stipulated in the content of the supplemental memorandum of agreement. And there are also unallocated lots, house and lot, Madam Presiding Officer, that will be reserved in the event that the road alignment for train will be finally be processed by the DOTR and subject for allocation to appropriate beneficiaries. And during the posting, Madam Presiding Officer, the appearance of the personnel from the regional office of DNR, DOTR rather, Madam Presiding Officer, they were here and paid a courtesy with our local chief executive, emphasizing, highlighting on the visit of the acting secretary of the DOTR. So to this case, Madam Presiding Officer, this resolution will authorize the local chief executive, the Honorable Mayor Rayty Uy, to sign, representing the city government of Tagum, to sign the supplemental memorandum of agreement with the Department of Transportation. Though there were previous engagement, Madam Presiding Officer, that was duly signed and engaged by the city to the DOTR, vice versa. That was last March 5, 2029. It's an agreement of cooperation and coordination for the implementation of Mindanao Railway Project. And there was also an addendum last March 11, 2020, and Supplemental Memorandum Agreement dated January 6, 2021. And this is the second supplemental memorandum that specifically covers, number one, the transfer of ownership, administration, and management of Tagum Train Village to the city government of Tagum, including the implementation of resettlement activities and execution of occupancy and award instruments consistent with applicable laws and government housing and resettlement policies. Number two, the authority of the city government of Tagum through the city mayor or his duly authorized representative to act for and on behalf of the DOTR, meaning to say the city government will act for and on behalf of the, this is a delegated power to the city government of Tagum to undertake registration, annotation, post-execution transactions necessary for the right-of-way acquisition. And finally, number three, the identification, preparation, compilation of submission of expropriation case profiles and documentary requirements, including coordination with the Office of the Solicitor General. And one among the support of the DOTR is the provision of additional lawyer that will be paid by the DOTR to be detailed in the city of Tagum to support the city government of Tagum in the event there are legal issues arising from the settlement of the road alignment, including the acquisition of the properties in favor of to the national government, so that the main objective is to finally acquire the the road alignment for Mindanao Railway Project within Tagum City, and this is known as MRP-TS. So content of the supplemental memorandum, Madam Presiding Officer, will be provided based on the submitted content of supplemental memorandum, Madam Presiding Officer, with the legal opinion that was being handed over to this representation last June 24, 2026, which its dispositive portion on the third paragraph of the legal opinion. Accordingly, it is respectfully submitted that there appears to be no legal impediments to the approval and execution of the subject SMOA, meaning to say this supplemental memorandum of agreement and the deed of donation with acceptance. Hence, the same may be favorably endorsed and acted upon by the Sangguniang through enactment of appropriate resolution authorizing the local chief executive to enter and sign the SMOA and DOD with acceptance. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, to facilitate the and to expedite the processing of handing over of the long-delayed, supposedly, turning over of housing units, house and lot to the beneficiaries, this will facilitate finally, and this would be formally witnessed by no less than the Acting Secretary of the DOTR comes July 7, 2026, right there in the site near the Fair Village, Mangkilam, Tagum City. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, programs and everything, preparations was underway, specifically on the clearing of the area, since the area was abandoned for quite some time. And the personnel from the, we'd like to again express our gratitude to the personnel from the City Engineering Office for fast-tracking on the preparation of the area, cleaning, before it would be finally turned over. And water and lights will be again applied by the beneficiaries. So provision of the main line from the Tagum Water District was already ready. And again, their application for individual meters will be jointly supported by the city and the beneficiaries by themselves. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, this will finally facilitate the payment of and other processes, since the works to be done for all these things will be transferred to the city government of Tagum. So I'm soliciting support from the members of the council for the passage of this resolution number 765. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Yes, thank you for that information, Councilor Cuquilla. Is everything clear to the members? Since there are no questions, then proceed to the amendments, Councilor Cuquilla.
The amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all the stipulations of the content of the SMOA will be again be presented under the resolved order as provided in the resolution. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Rubinos, and Alal. There being no, is there any discussion? Amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment, there being none, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
And to give way, Madam Presiding Officer, the total review on the form and style of the draft resolution number 765, I therefore move that this be subject to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Rubinos, Uy Salazar, and Revita. Is there any discussion, any amendment, objection? There being none, therefore this shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla that this be approved on second and final reading. Seconded by Councilor Rubinos. All those in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Wacan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 765 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 766, a resolution authorizing the Honorable Reti Uy, City Mayor, to accept and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deed of donation with acceptance executed by the Department of Transportation for the transfer of the Tagum Train Village, including the parcel of land covered by transfer certificate of title number 142-202-1011691 and all improvements thereon.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, circulated and provided by our staff, the copy of resolution number 766, series 2026 was provided by all members of the Sangguniang, including the content of a letter from the local chief executive dated June 29, 2026, with assumption that all members have already read the full content of the draft resolution number 766. I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Rubinos, Ala, and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Ala and Rubinos. Any discussion?
Just for information, Madam Presiding Officer, on the train village, Madam Presiding Officer, the train village, Madam Presiding Officer, whose parcel of land was acquired by the Department of Transportation. The total area of the lot nomenclated as TCT number 142-2021-01-1691 has an area of 42,699 square meters. More or less, this is more or less 4.2 hectares. And this was developed through contracting, and this was finally turned over to the City Government of Tagum, consisting of 62 quadruplex housing units. If we have to multiply, Madam Presiding Officer, since quadruple means 4, 62 times 4, total number of housing dwelling units of about 248 housing units to be distributed to the qualified beneficiaries, which was being pre-identified by the Department of Transportation and the City of Tagum. Those were affected by the road alignment of the proposed railway, the railway of the national government, the program of the national government. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, this resolution will authorize the local chief executive to accept and sign the deed of donation to be donated from the DOTR to the city government of Tagum, and its acceptance and facilitation for the transfer, Madam Presiding Officer, will be facilitated by the city government of Tagum insofar as the transfer of ownership will be implemented. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, this would be a resolution that authorized the local chief executive during the time that the acting secretary will be around, comes July 7, 2026, for the final signing of the deed of donation. And this will again open now the area for development, which means that again, Barangay Mangkilam would be again, that particular area will be developed and economic activities will evolve because of the transfer of the affected families and beneficiaries to the new site, which is located, that would be soon to be legislated for becoming a new purok of Barangay Mangkilam. So again, Madam Presiding Officer, may I again request members of the council for their support for the passage of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Coquilla. Any amendments?
On the amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all the stipulations set forth under this draft resolution number 766, including the inclusion of the full content of the deed of donation and acceptance, will be provided on the appropriate resolve further. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Ala. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
That these resolutions be subjected to four on style. So move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Rubinos and Ala. There being no objection, resolution number 766 shall be subject to form and style.
And Madam Presiding Officer, since all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod is one in supporting for the resettlement program of the city government, I move that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Ala and Rubinos. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move finally, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Ala and Rubinos. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 766 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 767, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Davao Regional Medical Center for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System.
Councilor Luis Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all the 10 draft resolutions, namely draft resolution numbers 767, 768, 769, 770, 771, 772, 773, 774, 775, and 776 which I previously moved for inclusion under assigned business, are of the same nature, character, purpose, and intent, and are under the same program of the City Government of Tagum, may I be allowed to move for the omnibus discussion and approval of the said
Please
resolutions?
proceed.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of draft resolution numbers 767 to 776, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of said draft resolutions.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Dato Eric Perez, Councilors Revita, Rubinos, and Ala. There being no objection, the reading of the full text of these resolutions are dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, move for their approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. Any discussion?
Yes, Honorable Presiding Officer, esteemed colleagues, this measure seeks to authorize the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into a memorandum of agreement for the implementation of the extended Tagum City Local Civil Registry System, or ETCL-CRS. The proposed system is designed to digitalize and streamline the preparation of birth and death certificates by hospitals, lie-in clinics, and maternity facilities within Tagum City. Through electronic encoding and transmission of data, it helps minimize clerical errors, avoid duplication of work, and ensure the timely registration of vital events. This initiative is in line with Republic Act No. 11032, or the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act, which encourages government offices to adopt more efficient and technology-driven processes. It likewise supports the city's continuing efforts to modernize public services and improve the delivery of frontline government transactions. Moreover, the implementation of ETCLCRS will strengthen coordination between healthcare institutions and the Office of the City's Civil Registrar, allowing for more accurate, reliable, and efficient management of civil registry records. This will greatly benefit our constituents, particularly parents and families who depend on the prompt issuance of these important documents. The agreement also contains safeguards to ensure the confidentiality and security of personal information in compliance with the Data Privacy Act of 2012. Furthermore, the city government will provide the software, training, technical assistance, and system maintenance free of charge to participating institutions. Considering the benefits that this system will bring to both the government and the public, I respectfully seek the favorable consideration and approval of this measure by this honorable body. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, and good afternoon.
Thank you for that, Councilor Uy Salazar. Any questions from the members? There being none, therefore proceed to the amendments.
Omnibus Amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, move that these draft resolutions be subject to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Cuquilla and Ala. There being no objection, these 10 resolutions shall be subject to form and style.
Thank you. And if there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sangguniang, I move that all members present be co-proponents of these draft resolutions.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar that all members present be co-proponents, seconded by Councilor Ala. There being no objection, therefore all members present shall be co-proponents of these 10 resolutions.
I move that these pieces of legislation be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Ala and Deliot. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Ahala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Cuquilla, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Wacan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution numbers 767, 768, 769, 770, 771, 772, 773, 774, 775, 776 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 777, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Statistics Authority for the implementation of the Batch Request Entry System, or BREX, in the City of Tagum.
Councilor Uy Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Allow me to present draft resolution number 777, series of 2026. And since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of this resolution, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of the same.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala and Revita. There being no objections, therefore, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Revita and Kaasi. Any discussion?
Honorable Presiding Officer and esteemed colleagues, this measure seeks to authorize the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign a memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Statistics Office for the authority for the implementation of the Batch Request Entry System, or BREX, in Tagum City. The BREX is a system developed by the PSA that enables local civil registry offices to accept and process requests for civil registry documents such as birth certificates, marriage certificates, death certificates, certificates of no marriage, and other related records. Through this partnership, our constituents will have greater access to these services without the need to travel to PSA service outlets, thereby saving both time and resources. This initiative is a significant step towards bringing government services closer to the people. It enhances the efficiency of civil registration services, promotes ease of doing business, and supports the national government's trust of improving public service delivery through digital and innovative solutions. Furthermore, the proposed agreement clearly outlines the responsibilities of both the PSA and the city government, including provisions on data privacy, confidentiality, technical support, and compliance with existing laws and regulations. These safeguards ensure that personal information is properly protected while maintaining the integrity and reliability of this service. Through the implementation of BREX, the city government of Tagum will be able to provide faster, more accessible, and more responsive services to our constituents, particularly those who regularly require civil registry documents for employment, education, business transactions, and other legal purposes. In view of the foregoing, I respectfully seek the favorable consideration and approval of this measure by this honorable body. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that. Please proceed to the amendments.
Madam Presiding Officer, if there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sangguniang, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Rubinos. There being no objection, therefore, all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this resolution be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala and Rubinos. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 777 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 778, a resolution confirming supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2026 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay San Agustin, amounting to 167,978 pesos and 1 centavo.
Councilor Kaasi is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair. Since resolutions number 778 and 779 are all in the same nature, may I request... I move for an omnibus motion to dispense with the reading of both resolutions. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of the full text of these two resolutions are dispensed with.
I move for their approval on second reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala and Rubinos. Any discussion?
Just a short information, Madam Presiding Officer. These are the supplemental budgets number 1 by both SK barangays San Agustin and Barangay Bingkungan were found proper and in order, and all the provisions of RA 11768 are applicable for accounting and auditing rules and regulation in disbursement for SK funds. It was this appropriation was made to be utilized for the implementing priority projects, programs, activities, including the implementation of the Linggo ng Kabataan, which is celebrated every August of the calendar year, which is also outlined in the approved annual Barangay Youth Investment Program of the Sangguniang Kabataan. This was under RA 10762, the SK Reform Act, which is considered as the 9 core areas of the Sustainable Development Goals for our SKs. With this, Madam Chair, it was also found that all the supplemental budget is found in order and in quorum.
Okay, thank you for that. Proceed, Councilor Kaasi.
Amendment, Madam Chair, that all members present shall be co-proponent.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, second by Councilors Putilla, Aala, and Rubinos. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of these two resolutions.
I move to approve on second and final readings of resolutions number 778 and 779, all series of 2026, Madam Chair. I so
Moved
move.
by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. All those in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, we have Councilor Perez, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 778 and 779 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 747, a resolution conferring posthumous award upon the late Honorable Gloria Budjongan Ibanez, Sangguniang Barangay Member of Barangay Apocon, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, as exemplary public servant worthy of recognition.
Councilor Revita is recognized.
I move to dispense with the reading of resolution number 747, series of 2026. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on the second reading.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer, this resolution seeks to honor the life and dedicated service of the late Honorable Gloria Budjongan Ibanez, incumbent Sangguniang Barangay Member of Barangay Apocon, who faithfully served the people of Tagum City for 21 years. Throughout her tenure in public service, she exemplified integrity, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the welfare and development of the community. For over 2 decades, the late Honorable Ibanez rendered faithful and selfless service to the people of Barangay Apocon. Her exemplary leadership, tireless efforts, and steadfast commitment significantly contributed to the progress and well-being of Barangay, earning the respect, admiration, and trust of her constituents, colleagues, and fellow public servants. This resolution serves as a fitting tribute to their invaluable contributions and enduring legacy. Through the conferment of posthumous award, the city government of Tagum expresses its profound gratitude for her years of dedicated public service and honor her memory as an exemplary public servant whose commitment, compassion, and leadership will continue to inspire future generations. That would be all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Councilor Revita. Proceed to the amendment.
Yes, amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members present shall be co-proponent.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Ala and Kaasi. There being no objection, therefore, all members shall be co-proponents of these resolutions.
I move that this piece of legislation be approved on the second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Ala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 747 is approved on second and final reading. Last item.
Last item, Madam Chair, is resolution number 780, a resolution endorsing to the Department of Agrarian Reform the Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Development Plan for the implementation of various development initiatives, capacity building activities, and community-based programs.
Councilor Elliot is recognized.
Madam Presiding Officer, again, for in behalf of the committee, allow me to present this draft resolution number 780, series of 2026, with the title as provided by the good secretary, and considering that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has copy, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Eliot, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Eliot, seconded by Councilor Rubinos. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer. During the discussion, the Committee on Agrarian Reform respectfully present its committee report on the request of the Department of Agrarian Reform through the Municipal Agrarian Reform Office for the endorsement by the Sangguniang Panlungsod of the Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Community Development Plan 2026 to 2030. During the committee deliberation, the representative from the Maro, Tagum City informed the committee that Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Community Development Plan 2026-2030 was prepared as the development framework for the Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Community, which is composed of barangays Pagsabangan and Kwambugan. It was likewise explained that one of the documentary requirements for the submission of the ARCDP to the Department of Agrarian Reform Central Office is a resolution from the Sangguniang Panlungsod endorsing the plan and recognizing its consistency with the development priorities of the city government of Tagum. The committee was further informed that the ARCDP was formulated through a series of consultations and planning workshops with agrarian reform beneficiaries, barangay officials, community leaders, local government offices, and the stakeholders to ensure that the plan reflects the actual needs, priority, and aspiration of the agrarian reform community. The proposed plan focuses on maximizing the agricultural potential of the Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform community through the implementation of various development initiatives, capacity building activities, livelihood interventions, agricultural support services, and community-based programs aimed at improving the welfare and productivity of agrarian reform beneficiaries. To ensure that the proposed plan conforms with applicable laws and local development policies, the committee referred the matter to the City Legal Office. In Legal Opinion Number May-03-127 Series 2026 dated May 28, 2026, the City Legal Office determined that the request does not involve legal issues requiring legal determination, but it's technical in nature and therefore falls within the competence of the City Planning and Development Office. Pursuant thereto, the committee referred the matter to the City Planning and Development Office. In its technical review and assessment dated on June 24, 2026, the office found that the Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Community Development Plan is substantially aligned with the City Comprehensive Development Plan 2020 to 2026, Executive Legislative Agenda, Comprehensive Land Use Plan, and Zoning Ordinance. The office further recommended that the Sangguniang Panlungsod endorse the Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Community Development Plan to the Department of the Agrarian Reform and support the implementation of its identified programs and projects through the city development and investment programming in coordination with the concerned national and local government agencies. After the deliberation, the committee found that the proposed ARCDP will contribute to increase agricultural productivity, strengthen rural infrastructure, enhance farmer capabilities, improve livelihoods, and sustainable socio-economic development of barangays Pagsabangan and Kwambugan while complementing the city's overall development agenda. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer and esteemed colleagues.
Thank you, Councilor Eliot. Proceed to the amendment.
If there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sangguniang, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Eliot, seconded by Councilor Coquilla, Rubinos, Aala, and Uy Salazar. There being no objections, all members shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this proposed legislation be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Iliot, seconded by Councilor Aala and Rubinos. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 780 is approved on second and final reading. Announcements? Kano sa inyo ang meeting?
Thursday?
Thursday?
Holiday Wednesday.
Holiday ang July 1. Thursday? Okay, so the committee meetings will be held on Thursday. Any more announcement? There being none, if there is no objection from the floor, the chair will now adjourn the session. There being no objection, session is now adjourned.